All right, just a note, there's rainy stuff. You can smell the raininess sort of here and there, but you can also feel the heat is starting to win. So me getting in right now, starting the water in about 15 minutes. Look at this thing. Is going to change it and shift it by tomorrow back to our preferred state right now, which is, you know, moist air, moist circulation in the air, and then building on that. I think by tomorrow morning it'll be back to, or tomorrow afternoon it'll be back to a more rainy and cool feeling. But over there where I just was, man, I don't like standing in that sun. And it's only 10:30 a.m. So yeah, so here we go. Let's see if we can turn dry Payson soft and get it ready for a nice long monsoon summer, a nice cool monsoon summer instead of what's being predicted. It's a crazy claim, but I'm going for it. I'll say one more quick thing. I just was trying to test my hoses, and you can see it's green. It's just beautiful green. All I did was get spritz of water into the air trying to figure out which nozzle to use. The gray clouds immediately expanded. And I meant to say this in my long video I just made. We might get rain today. We really might. It's not in the forecast. But these trees want it. This system has, you can see behind me, heavy clouds coming and going. I would not be surprised if in four waterings here, we drive the forecast into a better place than what it's currently showing, which is just cloudy, and we get drops, real drops. We had a little bit up here on the mountain, just fitzing around, dits and dats last night, but now we're gonna give it the resource. Okay, case in point, this is the mister. This is the moisture. All I've done is taken about 15 minutes to moisten these trunks, get this one started and then moisten it, and get that one introduced, these two moistened. And look at how this culminates. Look at the darkness of this cloud, okay? Now, you might want to think it's just blown in, but see, the atmosphere is contiguous, and the circulation that pops off of these trees is circular, I'm pretty sure, but also affected by all the breezes, currents moving through the air. So sometimes you get, this is my big tree over here, sometimes you get something right overhead, but see, I haven't even started. I've started, but I haven't even started watering this tree. I've just introduced moisture back into the system with misting, and bada bing, in just seconds. All right, I encourage you to test this. Okay, so now all I've done is fill the buckets and get a little more water onto the landscape while I'm doing it, and the whole sky has converted. I've been watering now for 30 minutes, but very slowly, so that the trees get the resource, not so that I get out of here as quick as possible. And I'll just show you what that looks like. I've got 16 buckets on my mother tree over here. I'm going with what the Kingston pattern was, because starting with the mother tree seemed to be sort of a long tail catalyst. So this is our biggest girthy tree on this landscape, right by my truck and front door. So life is good and easy. But this is 16 buckets. There's been a little bit of water spilled, filling things up, but the sun's gone, and the thick rain potential is here. It is 11:46. Rain started 6 seconds ago. It's phenomenal. I don't have enough technology to tell you that there wasn't some rain in the forecast for this exact place, But I do have enough technology to tell you that just, you know, over there in the nearest weather station, there was no rain chance until 6 p.m. And so we're getting now the beginnings. I'm going to keep my pattern. I'm going to see what happens. But you know what I mean, folks? Look, I put in, with the misting for 15 minutes, maybe 10 gallons. Maybe 10 gallons, probably more like 7, because it's not much water coming out. But it distributes it into the air and onto the leaves in a rainfall-like way. It opens up the tissue. Like I said, this place was already in stage 2, but then these giant clouds turned grayer. You know, this is what's raining on us right now. Then I did 16 5-gallon buckets, but you know, they're just draining right now. So that water hasn't gone in. And let's say this rain cuts off right now. People want to know, is it, you know, why do you water your trees? Is it worth it? Well, as I like to say, a 1-inch rain on a 1 acre is 27,000 gallons. So if we get a 1/10 of an inch of rain on this acre, isn't that 2,700 gallons? And I put in like not even 50. We're gonna change the world, folks, together. 12:25 p.m. Second wave of rain just started, and it feels a little better than the first. It's just a little bit lighter, broader. I mean, I'm happy. Can't say that enough. And look at it work. Look at it work. This is what we want. We just want gentle, gentle, gentle. We want, what was I thinking? Soggy days and soggy nights. All right, it's now about 1 p.m. Here are some of the ways, just a few, that I know from repeat experience, consistency, I'm having an effect on the atmosphere. Number one, when I washed the baby elephant here, soaked this, did the shower setting and did this whole trunk, it blew out all of the dark rain clouds overhead. So we went back to basically what the forecast was. But number two, it just started to reset. And I can feel cool air moving off of that tree, and then I get a good angle. It's building again downwind. Number three, before I drenched the trunk with the shower setting here, the forecast was for light rain within the next hour, right? And so that's gone. I blew it out, but we still have a huge bunch of clouds. And like I say, to me now, I'm gonna stop at about 180 gallons for this big tree, because it's not taking the water super fast. I think that's enough for right now, because again, it just blew it out. But you can see, you can hear too, there's thunder. So the whole system is like adjusting. And it seems, again, like really one guy with one hose and a few buckets. But yeah, that's what's happening. You target the resource to the right place, the most powerful tree on the property or on the landscape, and then build your network from there. And in this case, like I said, we were at stage 2 already. The system was relatively moist. So it booted up twice, made rain. Now it's cleared out. And this is only the first watering. So this is just extraordinary, but not that extraordinary. I've had the same reactions in Austin when the system was already wet, or in Dripping Springs area. So anyway, predicted rain not falling, unpredicted rain is falling. None of those things appeared until after I started spraying and moistening and watering and washing. And it just bounces around like this every time. And now it's just about 15 minutes later. I slowed down my water again, and look what we got right overhead. This is 180 degrees straight up. This is the downwind of us. And yeah, the sun's gone, right? It's way over there now. A few minutes ago, I was like, well, so much for the rain, because I'm a human and I have unreasonable emotions sometimes. But in reality, the system seems to be recapacitating, rebalancing, interacting with the atmosphere in ways that we don't perceive yet. And I really don't think I can tell you what it feels like other than these broad strokes, but I see these changes, as I describe it, kaleidoscopically every time. And this one is unique because of where I am, but it's not different in terms of process. It's just the interplay is way more dramatic here between sun and clouds and rain. This is cooling weather. This is moistening weather. We've already had 2 light rains here, and you know, still trying to get done with the first tree. So I think it's a good spot. So stuff like this, I mean, I was super excited just to see one of those in New Mexico. And it just came back. This was a clear sky a few minutes ago over my head. It just comes back. This one's, the cloud system is more responsive here than I've seen before. Sometimes it's the trees, sometimes it takes forever to get something going. But it's going, right? Now it's just 1:20. I'm walking back over to turn my water on. Look at how big this is. Got a third rain now. It's about 1:35. Still watering till 2. But again, this is just perfect. Lots of drops that are very small. And I'm assuming it's going over. Look, that big old thing crept up to us. Yeah, it's raining out here. You can see the coloration difference. I'm under a canopy, so where it goes from lighter to dark, that's the moisture. You can see how green it is over there at the main house, the homestead. That's from water falling right now. There's my horse buddies over there, my new friends. Anyway, man, what a good day, huh? Dang, 3 rains. We're getting real thunder now. Thunderstorms were not in the forecast. All right, it's 2:14, and this has gone unusually well. Let's see, there are some unique things about this so far. So what I have found in this session, this is just the first one, is that the mister is mightier than the sword, or the mister is mightier than the splash. I blew the clouds out of here a second time just now by putting the jet on my mother tree. And I didn't do my normal pattern where I go up and down the trunk on all 4 sides. I just went all the way around at the sort of the shoulders, from the shoulders down, and tried to really wash the bark out with the jet. One reason is we don't have, for some reason, the new nozzle I bought doesn't have quite as good a water pressure for the jet. And the other is I didn't want to push too hard because I didn't want to blow everything all the way out of here. So I just did like an intermittent version of what I usually do as the last step. And yeah, it blew the rain away, the clouds away rather. We had thunder mounting. We had our 3rd rain already today. And now it's back to kind of in between. You know, we got the gray clouds, got little breaks of blue here and there. And mostly it's just a very, very lovely, pleasant, cool situation. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to let it rest for a while and come back around 6 or 7 p.m. and try to go gently again on the other side of the truck, as well as finishing up these two. And so I wasn't able to put as much water into the mother tree here. You can see her canopy. It's not as complete as it could be. But it's because the soil just wasn't taking the water. So that only got 170. This got about 15 buckets. So what is that? 50, 75 so far, including the wash on the trunk and everything, the sprays. And this has only gotten 2, 4, 6, maybe 40 gallons. And again, it's not really taking the water into the soil very well. So this one's best of the 3. You can see even still, it's running off. So you want it to soak in like that. You pour a little bit and see it disappear. That's perfect. If you pour a little bit and see it sit, then you got to slow down. And if you pour a little bit and see it roll away, then you really got to slow down. So we're kind of between sit and roll away over here. Anyway, that's the end of watering session number 1. Feels like number 2 because it's been very eventful. One other thing, the rains dry up so fast, these little light rains. So you might never know that it happened, right? If you look at the windshield, the truck, but the plants sure know. It's like giving water to a baby, you know? It's a pretty big difference between no water and the right amount of water on the leaves and so forth. So we're off to a really good start, and 2 or 3 more, I think 3 more days to go and all that stuff. So, all right, cool.